Hey there, Rajshree. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. So for those who don't know me, I'm Pronger Faulkner. I'm here today with Rajshree Pandya to talk about our collaboration book called Absolute Will, which was released in October 2021. Thank you for being here, Rajshree.
Thank you.
The idea for this collaboration came to me early this year, actually in early January, as I was still working on my first book, and I kept allowing myself to get distracted with other things on my to-do list. You know how that goes. And I kept wanting to come up with a fundraising idea for a project that my fiance Mike and I want to do in Nicaragua as well. So just trying to think of what could work for that, but not making the connection yet. So when the idea came to me that a book collaboration would be a perfect way to fundraise, I suddenly wanted to do this inspirational collaboration. And I wanted women from as many countries from around the world as possible to really make this a global effort of inspiring others. And I wanted every story to have a health and willpower aspect to it. So all of the profits from Absolute Will, from the author entry fees in this book, as well as the sales through the first month of our launch, are going towards Mike and I building a house in Nicaragua for a family who doesn't have a home of their own. I'm so thrilled that we have 21 authors in this book, Rajshree, me, and 19 other amazing women from 7 countries around the world. Our authors are from Canada, the United Kingdom, the United Arab Emirates, the United States, Australia, South Africa, and Bulgaria. And we have linked arms to share our personal, vulnerable, insightful, true stories of willpower when facing emotional and mental health crises, physical injuries, and disease. This collaboration has been done completely virtually with emails and Zoom calls and Facebook Messenger. With all of us around the world, the time zone differences have made for some challenges. At least Rajshree and I are in the same day together, but it's 11 o'clock in the morning for me here in mid-Canada and 9 o'clock at night for Rajshree in Dubai. So while I'm just finishing my morning coffee, Rajshree is probably heading to bed soon. So this book is self-published and self-promoted by all of our authors, not done through a traditional publishing house. It's been a grassroots effort, which makes what we've done with it so far all the more incredible. My first book became a bestseller in 2 categories, so I was pretty sure that we could do it with Absolute Will, especially after tweaking some of my marketing strategies, plus the fact that we would have a built-in launch team with all 21 of us sharing about it. What I did not expect was that we would hit #1 bestseller in 9 categories across 3 countries, Canada, the US, and Australia, and that we would hit #1 new release in 31 categories across 4 countries, Canada, the US, Australia, and the UK. And that's just been in the first few weeks since this book went live on Amazon. So the reviews so far on this book say that these stories are raw, real, thought-provoking, heartwarming, life-changing, well-written, and that this book is a fantastic read. Can't put it down. The stories are truly inspiring. You feel a personal connection to each of the writer's journeys, and that this book has given so much hope to others. These are all direct quotes from reviews on Amazon. Rajshree's chapter is called A Journey Through Holistic Healing, Chapter 4 in Absolute Will. Welcome, Rajshree.
Thank you, Jo. That's just incredible. And it's all your amazing work as well, and a really noble cause. So thank you for allowing me to be part of this book. Because I remember when I looked at the opportunity, it's like, and you were just like, oh my God, you've got to be in this book. I thought, yay. So it's incredible, and all the amazing women and their stories. It's a tearjerker, and I couldn't put it down. I just had to read it twice over the weekend when I was doing the beta reading. It was amazing.
That's awesome. So can you tell everyone a little bit about who you are and where you're from and what your chapter in Absolute Will is about?
Yeah, I'm Rajshree. I'm actually from the UK. Raised in England, and I moved to Dubai about 3 years ago. So that's a little bit about where I am. And also my history in terms of work. I worked in IT for about 25 years, and I sort of gave up that career. And I've now, through my whole journey, have acquired, I think, 3 to 4 different careers now as a transformational life coach, energy healer, a water expert and distributor, and also an author, and thanks to Joe, an internationally best-selling author. So that's amazing. That's great to have as a credential as well. And my chapter is about holistic healing and how I healed myself through many chronic illnesses that I acquired through a stressful career in IT, and also some traumas at home as well. It's taken me on a wonderful journey through meditation, Ayurveda, yoga, alkaline lifestyle, the healing power of water, and also energy healing. I never thought, I'd be doing this, but it's phenomenal. So it's taken me on that. And I also write about my mom and her transition, which was the toughest part for me. Sorry.
That's all right. So that's part of your story too, is that how, what happened through dealing with your mom's passing as well.
Yeah, and it's about the physical journey, the physical healing journey, and also the emotional healing journey, and moving up an emotional scale from the anger, the grief, the regrets, going on to courage. There's anger and revenge, because I had many revenge fantasies throughout that, and also to courage, acceptance, forgiveness, and sort of moving up. So yeah, that was the toughest part. And through this whole journey, I've certified in different healing modalities, not only for myself, but also for other people. And I've learned about things like the Akashic records and taking Akashic record journeys and rescripting and healing. And I've helped lots of people through that, and they've had phenomenal results. And I've also learned about releasing. That's helped me move up the emotional scale as well, through amazing teachers like Christian Michelson. So that's instant miracle mastery, peace process, ultra high frequency energy healing, muscle testing. And also I'm actually taking a course right now with the Sedona method. So that's remarkable. All of those things actually help. So now, in IT, I was doing architecture, so I had lots of IT tools. Now I seem to have lots of healing tools under my belt as well, through all of the physical healing and also the emotional healing. So I feel like I've gone from architecting and programming IT systems to now helping people architect their whole lives, to a life that they love living, and also reprogramming the subconscious mind to allow them to manifest what they want, so it's quite a weird transition, but it's still, still tapping into some of my old skills to do that.
I love that you've gone from architecting in IT to architecting, helping other people build their lives that is such a cool metaphor. I just love that.
Yeah, I started writing a book, the IT geeks path to healing. So all sorts of IT metaphors, so people from that background can actually understand, that would be a good idea. Future.
That would be a fantastic idea. Yes. So, and your chapter too talks about not only the emotional things that you went through, but actually you had some pretty serious physical things going on as well that you've been able to come throughout your whole, through the modalities that you've talked about, and figuring that out for yourself. So that's just so incredible, that you've gone from feeling sick and tired and in pain to now like living this totally different life.
Yeah, it's really funny because through all the learnings, I actually realized what had happened. I'd come from this wonderful yoga retreat and I was completely aligned. And then I obviously went back to work. And one of my friends at work had some sad news about his sister. She had a bad diagnosis, cancer. And we sort of went out drinking. And I drank more than I'd ever drunk before. And now I know I just had I've put my body in oxidative stress, said acidosis, because I had 3 glasses of Pimm's and lemonade. Usually I'd have 1. So I realized, you know, the danger of drinking soda is pH 2.5 and you're putting battery acid in your body. So after going through a wonderful cleanse, I completely destroyed that work by doing that. And originally I thought it was the retreat, because I thought I drink, but I'd never drank that much in my life. I never had 3 big glasses of lemonade with Pimm's in there. And it's just like, yeah, so that was the thing that caused all the issues. And it takes a long time for your body to start recovering. So yeah, and learning all the alkaline lifestyle stuff, I realized that that was what actually happened. Now I won't touch soda anymore. And yeah,
that's just, it's fascinating, because so many people don't realize what we put into our bodies, you know, every day is what it's really doing on the inside.
Yeah, yeah.
So
it's
I
like
think that we can, sorry?
It's keeping a good balance. And, you know, we're born alkaline at 7.36, and then we destroy ourselves by all the acidic foods and liquids, and the air is oxidizing. So it's like keeping ourselves keeping our pH balance at the right level to stay healthy, you know?
Absolutely. And it can make, yeah, such a difference. So I think that we connected on Clubhouse one day, didn't we? Is that how, I'm pretty sure that's how we met.
I don't know, because I saw your post. I don't know where it was, because I don't know whether I'm a member of Clubhouse, but I did see your post and I just jumped on it.
It's just on Instagram. Yeah. I was sure it was Clubhouse, but anyway.
So, it was on Facebook.
Was it? So when you first found out about the collaboration, what made you decide to jump in?
It was kind of a no-brainer, because I started writing my own book, and I wanted it published in September, and I knew I wasn't going to get that, because I kept swapping and changing it and brain dumping lots of stuff into it. So your opportunity popped up, and it was September, and one of my acquaintances in Dubai, she had done a co-author work as well. And that she announced that in January, and I was like, oh my God, I'd love that. It took me 6 months to manifest, but that's, you know, it popped up, and I thought, that's it, I've got to do that. And when I looked at the categories, I thought, oh, the one that I wanted to go for may not be available. So I wrote to you, and your response was so amazing and supportive. Thank you. And it's like, oh my God, you got to be in this book. So yeah, I knew that was a sign. And obviously being in a collaboration made it easier for first-time authors, because not only did you take the brunt of the work and you did all the nitty-gritty and made it really easy for us, and you supported each and every one of us through our whole journey to writing, and thank you for that. That's commendable. And you taught us how to write, and all the tips and tricks that you gave. It actually made me a better writer, you know. So I went back and starting to rewrite what I'd already written. So yeah, it's incredible. It's an incredible journey, and obviously it's a wonderful, noble cause, and I got to meet some phenomenal women, inspirations, you know, just amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I really do feel like we're a little family now, the 21 of us. So yeah. So writing seems to bring out different experiences for different people. So how was the actual writing process for you? And did anything surprise you?
It was, first of all, it's like, which bit do I focus on? And it started being 3,600 words. It's like, oh my God, and the limit's 2,000. So cutting it down in bits, that was hard, which bits to include. And doing the repetitive stuff as well, going over it again and again and again. But it's good, as you advise, you know, take a break from it for a few days and then come back. So that was very good advice. The last bit was the tough part to write, about my mom, because initially it was completely different. And I actually had a download on the train on how to actually write it towards the end, because I was like, got my wits end thinking, how do I write this in the best and authentic way? And the way it turned out, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. And all your feedback helped with that as well. So yeah, it was also difficult, because I'm not usually an emotional person, because I've come from an IT background and a male-dominated background. So I'm used to writing technical documents, and it has to be precise, scientific, no ambiguity. So getting to write something more emotional, it started off being more like a textbook, and like I wasn't writing about me. At one point I kind of realized I'm actually writing about me, and that's when I felt compassion for what I was doing. And yeah, so it was cathartic and it was healing, and it's been an amazing journey to do this bit of work. And obviously it's easy because it's a collaboration. So yeah.
I just love that you've, like you said, you felt almost probably disconnected from it, and then bringing in these emotions, which it is a struggle for a lot of people, and even when we talk about our stories, sometimes it's still not the same as writing it. And once you have to, for story purposes, you have to really explain a lot of detail in how you were feeling. That's amazing that you were able to kind of be aware of that new journey that you were going through even at the time of writing it. That's super cool.
Yeah. And so bringing all the past emotions, I think what I was afraid of was bringing all of it back into the present and starting to feel that again, thinking, I've been through that. Can I go through it again? Because you're reliving it as you write it. You think, how was I? What was it like? How did it feel? And writing it in that way, yeah. And it's more genuine, authentic, and it gets the reader more involved as well in your story. So yeah, it's good.
Absolutely, because you do need to pull the reader along in what you were feeling in that moment. So it can be really tricky to go back into that space, and basically you're documenting all of your emotions. But it really came together in the end, and I do love your chapter quite a bit.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
sorry, I had a technical friend of mine read the chapter, and he was like, oh, it's all very emotional. What about how? What's the details of the how? And I think, yeah, I would have been thinking that way a few years back,
Yeah, so exactly. So we really wanted to focus on the emotional part of it for this book, for everyone's stories, and with a little bit of the how, but then everyone can reach out to the authors afterwards and get a lot more detail in all of the different ways that that the authors have now gone on to live their best lives. So you mentioned that you also have your own book coming out in the near future. So based on these experiences of writing your own book and writing this collaboration, do you think you'll be writing more books in the future, or want to be in another collaboration at some point?
I'd say both. Why choose when you can have both? It's like, yeah, I think both would be really, really good. Writing my own book, getting it out there, and I have some more ideas about future books. Collaboration would be great because it's an easier path, and you've got lots of other people involved in it, and you don't have to go through it alone. So yeah, it's been an easier journey. And if somebody's writing it for the first time, I think collaboration is a great way to go, because it whets your appetite in writing, gives you the confidence to continue doing that. Yeah, so I think it's great. Yeah.
So what's your top piece of advice for someone that might be thinking that they want to become a published author?
I would say just do it. Start, even if it's a few hours or maybe even just 1 hour a day. Set yourself a goal every day. I set myself like 2,000 words a day, and it was just brain dump, 2,000 words a day. So I would say start doing it, because consistent action is going to get you closer to that dream of being an author. And everybody has a story, so everybody has a story to tell, and that can inspire other people. You don't know whose life you're going to be touching, so you should do it if you feel the urge. In fact, when I was younger, and even now, I think everybody should write a story. Especially, I used to think the elderly should write a story, because they're helping the next generation and they're helping their families, through their life journey, because everybody has experiences, even if it's for their own family, to pass down their own family history. I was always encouraging my parents to write stories. So I think everybody should do that, because if you don't and you have something to teach somebody, you're doing them an injustice by not doing it. So think of it that way, so it will drive you to do it. Yeah. Think of all the people you're going to help, and I would say allow it, let it flow, imagine it, And imagine how it would feel to be a published author, and imagine all the people's lives you're going to be touching just by taking that action. So, yeah.
That is amazing advice. I love all of that. And I really like that you mentioned that, you know, for the elderly as well. So what a gift that would be to be able to either help an elderly family member, or for them to go ahead and, you know, write their own story, just to have something like that, because we often don't realize what, you know, our parents and grandparents have gone through. So for people to be able to capture that before we lose our elders would be so amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
So what else are you up to, and what's next for you?
I want to build my transformational life coaching business, and I want to do it in a unique way, because a lot of coaches, they don't have the energy healing part of it. So, I mean, and the transformational stuff, we talk about vibration, frequency, and energy. So I'm actually bringing in the energy healing part so that people can have the experience of what that feels like to raise your vibration. So I want to work on that some more and expand that. I want to expand my water business as well. I want to finish my book. Hopefully I'll complete writing it this year. And next year I want to focus on the publishing side of it and the marketing side of it. What else? I want to create my website, which I've been stalling on for quite a while. I've done that for my IT stuff in the past and did it myself, but now it's like Facebook will do, you know. And I want to get back to traveling, because I want to go home for a while. I want to go to India, and I just want to travel other parts of the world when all the borders start opening up. So yeah.
That's awesome. That sounds like it's going to be a busy next couple of years for you.
I've still got lots of courses to do as well. I've got courses, and I've got a book list for next year I want to go through, for not only just personal growth, but business growth as well. I still got loads of courses to go through. Yeah, so that'll keep me busy.
So awesome. So if you've enjoyed getting to know more about Rajshree and want to connect with her, you can do that through her Facebook group, True Health, Wealth, and Happiness, and Instagram at I am Rajshree Pandya. Rajshree, thank you so much for being in this collaboration and for your time today. I'm so grateful that you chose to share your story in Absolute Will.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's changed people's lives. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Bye.
Bye.